and the entire team at the Committee for Economic Development for this honor. I also want to put a special shout out here to the table over here of our frontline healthcare workers. I come from a long line of family members who are frontline workers in NYPD and FDNY and nurses, so I know what it means to really give back, so thank you very much. I also want to send a special thanks to Tom for all his kind words. And of course, thanks to Peter Peterson and the Peter G. Peterson Foundation for this recognition. It's truly an honor to join all of you tonight and to be recognized among such incredible leaders, so inspiring, all of you. In reflecting on Peter's legacy, I think we remember him most for two things. He committed to the idea that securing long-term financial sustainability was our nation's most fundamental challenge. And two, he was always thinking about the next generation and how to best serve them. Peterson was focused on the challenge of fiscal sustainability. He believed firmly that building long-term financial sustainability was critical to avoiding future crises. But I take this argument one step further. The key to crisis avoidance is people, and more specifically, advancing today's worker. We cannot deliver 21st century results without a 21st century workforce. To preserve and enhance our workforce, we must focus on three areas. We must rethink how we work. We must build a foundation that emphasizes skills and experiences over experience and degrees. And we must become a more inclusive workforce. The best companies of today and tomorrow are those that create flexible, supportive solutions to allow workers to bring their whole selves to work. And where all employees, from interns to executives, have the resources they need to thrive as people first and colleagues second. This starts at the top. Leadership sets norms and provides the infrastructure and flexibilities that makes that possible. Building a workforce that reflects how people live and work today starts with understanding and responding to changing times and changing needs. We all understand the seismic shift that has taken place over the last 2 years. Nearly 80% of jobs in finance and insurance moved remote during the COVID-19 pandemic. In the past, my industry has been slow to change our culture about remote work. I count myself among the leaders reluctant to transform a culture that embraced work from home, and I'll be the first to admit I was wrong. During the pandemic, like many companies, we changed course and found work from home worked. We then took a step further and empowered our employees with flexibility to change where they work post-pandemic. Our team now has a choice to work where is right for them and their families. This could be in an office, at home, or a combination of two. This kind of flexibility and care are especially important when it comes to retaining women in the workforce. The pandemic has set women, especially working moms, back further than where they were before the pandemic. And sadly, employment levels for women aren't expected to go back to where they were for several years. A large reason for this is the inflexibility that remains in corporate America. We have an opportunity to change this. Together, we can make jobs more accessible and supportive for the demands of today's workforce, especially for women and communities of color. Look, the truth is our future relies on our ability to train and upskill our workforce, staying ahead of skills that will be required by all our organizations. The next generation needs opportunities to learn, grow, and build the skills of the future. For many, this will mean pursuing education through traditional means. For others, it means building skills through non-traditional training programs and experiences. Synchrony embraces both through our Education as an Equalizer program, our Skills Forward Certification Reimbursement program, and our work to empower those in our community to acquire the skills needed to thrive in the workforce of the future. As we sit here tonight, a collection of leaders from the public and private sectors, I challenge us to continue to find new and innovative ways to build a workforce that's prepared for the 21st century. All of this builds on the most important step we must take to build the workforce of tomorrow. We must expand the table, become more inclusive, and representative of the diversity in our society. As I've said to our teams for years, our business must be as diverse as the people we serve. Delivering this is not easy. It can only happen through establishing a culture that supports and develops women, people of color, and those from other underrepresented groups. In my life and career, I've been the beneficiary of others' commitments to inclusiveness. That developed a work ethic and drive in me. But as a female leader, even as I was growing my career, I still felt like there were times when I didn't belong at the table, when I wasn't accepted, and maybe even worse, dismissed. And that's why I've made it my mission to pull up chairs for others, to increase the diversity of our tables. It's why at Synchrony we are partnering with the 110 organization, working alongside their partners to hire and promote 1 million Black Americans over the next 10 years, and why we are committed to paying family sustaining wages across our business. We just moved to $20 an hour, and I can tell you, we had so many employees tell us $20 an hour, how it changed their lives, how they didn't have to work a second job, how they could be home with their families at the dinner table. Game-changing, $20. I encourage us all to really think about a living wage for all of our employees. Delivering a more Thank you. Delivering a more inclusive table also requires taking the time to develop the next generation of leaders. We're aspiring to deliver this through our recently launched Latinx Executive Alliance, a coalition of cross-industry C-suite executives and business leaders dedicated to help Latinx employees advance in corporate America. The reality is simple. A diverse workforce is a complete workforce, and each of us here tonight can play a part in moving us forward. I challenge each of us here tonight, myself included, to step forward to be part of that expanding table. Peter Peterson encouraged us to grow not only as business leaders, but as business patriots. Patriots, a word that's so important today, as stewards of the public good. For me, that starts and ends with putting people first. This requires a commitment to building a workforce that offers choice and flexibility in how, when, and where employment works. It means investing in delivering opportunities for individuals who acquire skills and get an education. And above all, truly valuing people means expanding the table and committing to inclusivity. There's no question this work is really hard, but if there's one thing I've learned over the course of my career, is that it's absolutely worth it. I want to recognize and thank each of you for carrying this work forward. I want to thank my family, my husband who's been at my side for 38 years, and my children for supporting me throughout my whole career. And it's my honor to be with you here tonight, and I thank you all so much. Thank you.